Hello and welcome to Fablemancers. We're back with episode 5 of our beautiful Stars Without Number campaign. This one's going to be fun. We're about to embark upon a little bit of a heist. But before we get too far into that, let's introduce ourselves. Starting with Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. My pronouns are they, she. You can find me eating day-old tacos out of a garbage can, or you can find me at critical.spark20 on Twitter, even though I suck at Twitter, and it's kind of a dumpster fire there anyway, and critical.spark on Instagram. You can also find me here. I'm around doing lots of Fablemancer stuff. Also, starting this Monday, you can find me on the Girls Run These Worlds channel doing a Lord of the Rings One Ring 5e campaign. Pretty exciting. Gonna be a goth elf. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, that's me.
And Noah.
I'm Noah. I am on Instagram at Radioactive Voidfish and on Tumblr at Radioactive Inkstains. I do lots of art, lots of creative stuff in general, crochet, sewing, makeup. So if you want to know what I'm up to, I'm there, and occasionally on this channel doing miscellaneous games. And this one.
Carl.
Hi, I'm Carl. You can find me on Twitter at A Field of Carl. And I do crimes in space, and that's all I do.
And Mint.
Hi, I'm Mint. I use they, them pronouns. As an anemic, I really crave iron, so lately I've taken to licking all of my neighbors' cars because I crave that mineral. You can find me on Instagram at monomint. There's nothing on there. Same deal for my Tumblr, monomint.
We can't find you there, but you are there.
Wait,
I
no,
just
you
like-
have one thing on Instagram. It's our TikTok short reel thing.
Nice.
I don't know how it got there, but I'm glad it's there. I have approximately one content.
Yeah. Mint does a content.
Quality, not quantity, right?
Yeah, exactly. Don't mess with perfection.
And I'm Sam, your storyteller GM. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Chip Cargs. You can find me on Questline, where we just finished up Star Trek Binary. You can find me right here on Wednesdays, where I love to be the most with all of you. I'd also like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded and traditional territories of the Musqueam Nation, and it is a privilege to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. I encourage you to go and look up what traditional territories you're from by going to native-land.ca. This group also uses a set of safety tools, so if you see an X symbol come up onto the stage, we are going to shift scene and talk about something else and avoid anything that might trigger our mental health and keep ourselves in good order. Should you at home find anything that is triggering, just simply hit the pause button and walk away for a few minutes and come back to our stream. Or if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can just skip ahead to either a little later in the stream or the next episode. Okay, well, all of that being said, Stars Without Number. Oh wait! So last time we left ourselves aboard we're about to aboard the Majestic. Who wants to kind of go over the plan and hash it out just a little bit before we dive in again?
From what I remember, we were planning that some of us will go on the tour that goes onto the Majestic. We'll hide out on the Majestic so that we can get into their fuel stores and open back once they're out of the warehouse so that we don't have to deal with warehouse security. I don't remember who that was going to be, but that was the basic overall premise. I don't think that we had like super specifics, but
we did have super specifics, but that was a million years ago and I don't remember all of it. But I do know that our pilot will be piloting our ship, obviously. I know that Alecto needs to go and like be on the ship because he's gonna have to like hack into it physically and not like remotely. I think that I think are you coming too? Because you don't need a spacesuit. Because what? So I think Amy was coming also.
I said that it would be good to have the three of Cog, Alecto, and Amy go in to the tour on the Majestic so that we can have somebody tuning into security and radio signals to keep an like ear out and an eye out for any attention being brought to us. Somebody who's good at like diplomacy and like convincing and like playing a good face. Amy, and then Cog, who's good at like sneaking and like just kind of fucking somebody up, saying that like, yeah. And then have, once we're in the air and like out of the bunker and away from that threat, having Belker come in off of the ship, and then having maybe Amy's processing like keep the ship close by, like once it's up and nearby, because you can do that like as a background processing thing, I think. And then have Belker come in for like on the ship, and we get that good shooting boy.
The way that I see it going down, like Alecto's job is mostly going to be like one, to try to override the like security in the actual Majestic to like so they don't notice that I'm opening their cargo bay, which I'm also going to try to do. So that like there's no alerts that the cargo bay's open, and oh god. And then hopefully, yeah, Amy and Belker can work together to like get our cargo bay open, and we can just like shove things into like with ourselves and just kind of yeet ourselves into space with this stuff, and get it all to the cargo hold. I feel like, is it too much to put Alecto in a box? Because I feel like if we let him talk to anybody, it's gonna wreck the whole thing. So like if Alecto's in a box with all of our spacesuits, and you're like a member of staff, right? So you're like loading another thing onto the cargo, and then Amy is like a tour person, and then just like goes invisible for a bit or something. The thing you can do, right? You can just sort of like
a hologram on the ship, not the physical body.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll just have to hide then, which I'm sure she can do. It'll be a really big box. We'll all get in the box. That's the only thing, right? Is like, so it's easy to get on the ship, this tour, but then it's going to be the tour. I was Moira, but it's going to be hard to stay on the ship. We'd have to have like, I mean, think you could probably pull off like, I'm supposed to be here. I'm like taking this cargo or whatever. I'm like guarding the cargo.
That's part of why Amy is there as kind of like the face.
Okay.
Amy would be the like overseer who can like vouch for our like supposed to be there, like kind of quell people's suspicions, I think. Like
we like the box idea because we can't walk on with spacesuits because that'll look stupid. Put me in a box. Pull me in there. Sure, we can get like a cargo box. He's small. He'll fit.
So the way that I'm going to like help facilitate this as well is that there's so many aspects of a heist, and we're not master criminals all the time. Maybe we are. But what I'd like to offer you is the ability to flashback. So I'm going to say that you have, in addition to the planning that you've done already, you have 4 flashback points you can use. And what these points do are kind of like Alecto's ability, which is separate. But if we encounter a story beat that we needed to plan more for, and we don't have those items with us, you can use one of those flashback points to incorporate a story element so that you did prepare.
Fun. I love that.
Yeah, I learned that from Alan. Shout out to you, bud. You're great. Using that way, like, it's kind of like watching like any like an Ocean's 11 moment where like something happens, but remember this moment?
We still like don't know exactly how it's going to go at all. We don't even know what it looks like inside the ship, or like how many people are going to be allowed on the ship, or like are there going to be kids running around? I don't know. So like, I think this is one of those situations where we plan our best plan, but we're going to have to deal with it in the moment. Hey, then let's
It's just
get
going to be the wild card in space.
Woo! It'll be great. You just got to fly well and run away really fast.
I'd say, like, if you want, Belker can come on the mission with you, and we can automate the ship process.
Yeah, because like I'm committing 1 processing point to process anyway. We could use that to its fullest extent, and then you can also be a part of the heist. Choo.
Wonder if that's a good idea, or if there's like a way we can make his piloting give us some sort of an advantage or something that like uses the skills that he has.
Well, I guess I want to ask Sam, what do you think is going to be more like narratively interesting based on your sort of plan for this? Like, is it going to be better for Belker to come on the ship and we'll kind of automate things, or is it going to be cooler to have him be a wild card that can show up at some point and just like bust in through a door, or like fly and crash from the ship or whatever? Like, I don't know. Like, what's better for you? What do you think is going to be better?
I think both are possible. I don't want to limit you, but it is more cohesive if you're all as a unit working together. Having you like off on your own for a little bit, it might be long periods of time that you're not with the party.
Okay. Then I'll come with.
And I'm gonna say, like, this isn't like gonna wreck things, or like because you're all together I can get you in one fell swoop. Like, no, it's just
No, you're just trying to make sure that Carl isn't sitting there by himself for an hour and a half. Yeah.
The whole campaign, like the whole session,
like,
he's just sitting in the ship
in the
with, like, a
cockpit eating
mojito.
chips. Yeah. Okay, well then what are we gonna do? Helpful to try to get Belker to like try to talk his way into like helping fly the ship, or like take controls of the ship or something. Kill the pilot and take the pilot spot.
It's a
On the
giant ship.
flagship, the main ship.
It's like a whole battleship,
I
right?
guess we should be talking in character about this. So like we just like kill the pilot and like take the spot, or what do you? Well, like not when he's on the ship, but like before, like in his bed while he's sleeping. You just, you know, like that was a knife.
You just
In the nice little bit of-
That might be a different kind of
you know?
crime.
Yeah. Well,
Murder is illegal.
it was crime.
Yeah, a lot of what we're doing is illegal. That's fine. We're okay with illegal.
Logistically, I think that like ship's gonna have a crew of 30 or something, and I can't just like a military ship. They're gonna have like ranks. That's not, I think, viable for me to just like show up and be like, hey, I'm the guy. Follow my orders. I think it makes more sense for me to come with you all as this muscle or something, and this like,
Okay.
you know, help move fuel, help
Take care of a box.
as it goes wrong.
yeah, because so one of the ways you've identified is like you can be part of the tour to get onto the ship, and that's a pretty way.
Maybe you do that.
On. You've got the inspector persona that Cog has established, who their name was Jason. I don't remember the last name.
Man. It's not.
Jason McKinley.
McKinley. Oh yeah, Matt McKinley. Yes.
I'm Inspector Jason McKinley.
If we have the inspector seat, it makes more sense to me to.
Why would you be? Well, why would you be with him as a person dressed in person outfit? Like, why don't you go on the tour so that's how you get on, and then you can like get in a closet or something.
True. We'll also be McKinley can take on Box Boy.
Yeah. Like, why would you be there to like help him?
Well, I did have him as my like brainy like companion when we were doing the like inspections of the different places. So depending on who we run into, like that would be like a known thing that
there's two options. So there's two options, and we can see which one works in the moment. Like, isn't working out, and they see through all of that, then he can try to get on as a tour or something.
Why don't I go on as part of the tour? You two go on as the inspector and the inspector's box.
Just me and my box.
Perfect. Let's do it. Now.
Very well, yeah. So as you with your forged credentials, you're very easily able to enter into the more secure areas of the Majestic's hangar bay, where the Consortium does their main business. But we're going to start with our tour friends first. As tour folks, you show up. There's a total of 8 of you who have shown up for the tour, and it's very like orderly looking Consortium Vatican, who is not Bracken Shaw. More formal than Bracken, has a stark beige uniform. It's not terribly impressive, with the Vatican symbol, which is just like a trapezoid that's upside down and has a big C through it.
Can they please have tour guide Barbie voice? Like super normal, boring, like, and then, all right, everyone, welcome.
All right, everyone, welcome. I am so excited for you to learn more about the Consortium's flagship, the Majestic. Welcome all. Please extend our gratitudes to each of you for coming today, as we offer you this gift. And it's just a nice like.
Bless you.
You see, like the symbol of the Consortium's on the back. On the front, as you touch it, you're able to input a name.
Name tag?
It's like a little name tag, yeah, and you can clip it. It will fasten to your like left front lapel.
So excited to hear what Belker's fake name is. Please tell me what your fake name for Heist is, Belker.
Elmer.
What?
Elmer?
Homer?
Elmer.
Elmer.
Oh, Belmer.
Elmer.
Yeah, Belmer.
Excellent.
Belmer glue stick. Got it.
Me? What's yours?
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a great name.
Rhonda, great. As you like fasten like your little name tips on, you see your guide like looking around. Well, let us start our tour aboard the ship. Thank you everyone for coming. Please follow me in an orderly lineup, and the guard will be behind all of you. And you see like this like Consortium soldier is just kind of who's been like leaning on the back wall, just like get up, throw a toothpick on the ground, and walk over to you. He's noticed like several days of stubble on his face as he just gets in line behind all of you. Now, don't mind Sergeant Solace. He's a little quiet. You just hear like odd grunting noises.
Hey.
Yeah, you see like some of the other like tour people are also like, as you enter into the Majestic, the first destination is the cargo hold, where you notice a lot of activity is happening inside of here, as there's an exchange of fuel cells going on. There's some other cargo shipments that are here. You see inventory being taken by several people, and you see on the far side your friend Cog, who has entered into the ship as the inspector for all of this cargo, along with their boss, Jason McKinley's boss.
Box, not boss. I'm in a box.
Box.
It's in a box. I was like, my boss is not the child.
It's a box that has like the sticker that says fragile on it, and it's like this way up, but it's pointing the wrong way.
Oh no.
I think I told them that I found faulty suits during my previous once over, and that my box was me bringing in new ones issued by my people. So if they were like, oh yeah, let me just check, and the suits would be on top of Alecto, it would explain why I have those. So yeah, I snuck those in, and I'm very pointedly like pretending to like check things over and take my notes and like type into my little pad thing.
Yeah, you see like the quartermaster, who's named Talon, is sitting there patiently like, well, does that meet your standard? Are we going fast enough?
Yeah, it's moving all right in here. We're pretty good pace. Things look all right. Can't complain yet, but you know, never know what I'm gonna see. These eagle eyes. Yeah. Just joking. I'm not gonna out you for. It's good. We're good.
You hear like a little cry from the far side of the bay as the tour exits the cargo bay. You see that one of the workers is kind of wobbling at the top. Ah! The magnetic polarity has been shifted! I'm gonna fall!
That guy's gonna fall. You should fix that, or else I'm gonna have to rate you up. That's all I do.
That's what a tree looks like. You see Quartermaster Talon rush across to where the workers are, but too late. Is unable to issue orders as this worker falls from like the second story, hitting a storage bin off of the top shelf as the whole thing just kind of collapses.
Cog is like initially jumps and is like, shit, I have to run over and help, but then like pulls himself back and is like, would an inspector want to help in this case? Oh god. And then is like, calls out, hey, is he okay?
And Alecto, what are you handing Cog out of the box? Like what tool inside the inspector box are you handing Cog at this moment?
Help with the dead dude?
Like Cog's just kind of like, do I go over there? Do I go? You hear the call for like help, and then you just instinctively go and you reach and grab a tool that's in the box and just push it out. What's the tool?
Sorry, this is also Alecto because I'm pretty sure he was just playing like that snake game on his like compad. So he's like, wait, what? I'm gonna hand him one of those like what are they called? I wrote it down. Hold on, I know things. A meta tool.
Yeah,
it's got lots of tools on it. I don't know what you need. I thought about a band-aid, but I don't know. I just hand him a metal tool.
Yeah.
There's what is that?
A meta tool can do lots of different things to work with meta equipment. Here in
like it's like a spanner.
Yeah.
And like one of the
like hydro spanners in Star Wars, or
Can I make a suggestion? Or like maybe use a flashback point potentially?
Okay.
So,
use one. We have 4.
Okay, so I'm using a flashback point.
Okay,
Flashing back to our planning. And we're talking about, so once we're in there, how are we going to make sure that nobody just like walks into the cargo bay on us, dumping all this fuel into space? But if as the inspector, cordon the whole area off as a safety hazard, so that none of the crew could enter. So, like, if something happens, we'll probably have to, like, engineer a disaster of some sort, surely. But, you know, we can engineer that, and then, you know, you'll put up some caution tape on all the doors, get some pink slips on there saying, you know, no access to workstation due to safety hazard, that kind of stuff, and just, like, cordon off the whole area, give us, like, a clear run out into space once we're in there.
They take off if there was an unsafe area in the ship?
It's like something minor that they could fix on the ship, you know. If it's like, oh, some crates tumbled and it's, you know, it's loose, we gotta fix it or something, or the forklift's
Loose
broken.
cargo.
It's out of control, loose cargo, whatever. Like something minor, but still, like the inspector can cordon that off. Maybe that's something we could do.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll keep that in my back pocket. I'll bring something for that. And instead of giving you that spanner, I'm gonna give you like forged pink slips. Like have like, you know, do not enter unsafe work area, like report if any questions, report to McKinley. I'll just hand those to you. And some caution tape.
Cog grabs them and is like, what are these for? And then remembers that they specifically made a note in their notebooks that inspectors cordon places off when Belker was talking about that. Because neither Cog nor I have ever worked in a warehouse. So I grab my things and I run over and I'm like, hey, I need everybody to back off just a little bit. Give the guys some space. We need some medics in here, and I'm gonna. We gotta block this place off. That is not safe. You need to get your stuff better secured. And I give a very pointed look at Talon.
Give me your doctorly advice as you look at this pale as a sheet quartermaster.
Doctorly advice for the quartermaster or for the guy who got hurt?
Well, let's go both. I'll use this as an all-around like medicine kind of checkaroo.
What does the injured guy look like? Like, can I see?
Yeah, I quickly pass over, like, looking at them. They've fallen from a height of at least 2 meters. They've also the way that the large objects, that these like barrel-shaped containers that are blue and have hazard symbols on them, one fell and struck them in the leg, and you notice a deformity just by looking at the way that their leg is at a weird angle.
Okay, gonna run over and like push debris off of this guy if there is any.
I thought you were saying you're gonna push the guy. I was like, Jesus Christ. It's like he's halfway down, you're gonna push him out the door into space. Like,
No.
He's gone.
Debris off of him.
This is like a skill check to notice more, so either notice or give me some doctor check.
I can do a notice. I have +1 and probably like interwiz. I have nothing. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say difficulty of 6.
I rolled a 7. +1 is 8.
Nice. As you continue to notice, there is a pool of bright red blood that is starting to pool out from the wound of this worker on the ground. As a doctor, medic, self-trained, professional,
no leg loser.
you know that by the judging by like the spurting of blood and that it is bright red, that this is an arterial wound and very serious.
Okay.
You'd also know that somebody should stabilize their neck first.
Dude, his neck is not. Oh, I thought he was laying down.
He fell from.
Yeah, so he maybe has a back injury. You should always stabilize the neck if you're gonna do any.
But you're also an inspector, so what do you want to do, Dr. Inspector?
Yeah. Do I see? I did call for medics. Do I see any medical professionals running over.
Yeah, some like really dweeby little kid who looks to be about 16, like soaking wet, is carrying the medical kit over.
Soaking wet? Is it raining in space?
Could be.
He's just really sweaty.
You sweat a lot at that age.
Lordy.
He's got hyperhidrosis. Leave him alone.
I got the kit. Oh, what do you mean?
It's like,
Oh, I've read about this.
oh man.
I can fix that, no problem.
Well, you've read about this injury, have you? Do you ever encounter one of these injuries, kids? Right. Look, before I was an inspector, I went to med school. Okay, the neck has gotta be fixed, and leg, obviously. I need the bandages. Give me bandages, kid. A shit ton of gauze.
Give me a talk check.
All this is happening, Alecto's in the box and can only hear sort of like muffled sounds, and he's doing that thing where like it's dark and you try to text in the dark, so it doesn't like, it's like WT, like what is he doing? And just like sends a little text to the other two.
I'd say you could create an uplink with like a little camera or something, so you can see out of the box.
I mean, I kind of like it in here. I think it's fun to just be like, guys, like, what is he doing? But it's all spelled really weird, and so like Imy's like, I don't understand this, and Belker's like,
WTZH3E0ING.
yeah, and Imy's just like, this isn't words.
I mean, just sends back a question mark.
I rolled a 7, either straight up 7 or arguing.
And just for
with con, it's straight up 7.
You're rolling physical dice, yes?
No, I rolled in the 20.
That means this is not updating.
Roll 2 7s in a row, so
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
You don't have to see it.
These be nice to me. Roll 20.
The rolls are a mystery. Why do we keep rolling nat 20s? We don't know, especially because we're not using d20s.
I was gonna say, like, how did you do that?
It's just, part of me being a
Physically
cyborg.
impossible.
So with all that said, you bark out like these orders. You see like one of the just workers who's like kind of standing around like, oh shit. Oh yeah, I get to stand around and get paid for this. This is great. Jump to action and like is holding like their neck in place. You see like the dweeby little medic like push people aside, give them space, gets into her leg, gets someone to like come in and like hold, like put their fingers inside their leg and like just like hold together the artery for a moment. It seems to be going really well. Like they rolled very well on their check. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna split this bad boy up. And you just hear a
Just like causing a big commotion, like the tour and stuff, everyone's like sort of whatever. Can I like send another message to the two of them being like, guys, come to cargo bay, dead dude, good distraction. I'm in a box. For a box.
And while all of that is going down, you are continuing your tour with tour guide Warbler.
Is there any like response from the tour guide or the soldier? All this? Do we see the medic running by? And...
All of you have left the hangar bay. You're on the next portion of the tour, so you did not witness any of it.
Okay. NVM. Hey, I love you.
As you know, the Consortium was founded over 200 years ago. Some reports say over 1,000 years ago, but records of that era have been redacted.
Think
I mean,
Like to
just
see
side
the
eyes.
redaction process and work, and like walks over to like over here on this console, and you see popped up like a daily log. This is what redaction looks like. And you see like half the document suddenly have black bars.
I think Belker wants to sidle up to the soldier at the back. Hey, you're, was it Lieutenant Solace? Just, how do you get this gig? This seems like a pretty sweet job. And money's pretty tight. How do you get this sort of work? Is it just like anybody applies, or like you gotta know someone kind of thing? Like how does this all work in here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh really? Okay, that's very interesting.
Hey, can I use a flashback real quick? Sick of being in the box. Can we flash back and we'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be in a box. I'm gonna be so bored, guys. Okay, I'm gonna put these little cameras on like all of your bodies so that I can see and hear everything that's happening. Watch out for my text, okay?
I feel like Amy could do that anyway.
You.
Yeah, you don't have to use a flashback point.
That's just.
You have this.
Oh.
This is a standard. You're good.
Well, but everyone has it, or only Amy can do it?
You have a connection to each person.
Okay, then I'm watching everything happen on TV. Please carry on, Carl.
So like, bring my resume to you is what I'm hearing right now, and then like you'll like pass it on to the higher ups. Is that what I'm hearing?
You see, like he like kind of dusts off his like shelter, and then just several like spent like energy cells fall out of his pocket.
Spent energy cells, as in like ammunition, or like what?
Yeah, like ammunition that's like dead.
Okay.
All the power has been like used up in like their yeah, usually like
Killed somebody, or he sucked it. Or he sucked it out for power.
Slurped it like an oyster.
If I read on this guy doesn't seem legit. And I just like, is this guy what I would expect from a Consortium flagship soldier, given my previous experience, or like, is he something suspicious in some way?
As a baseline, this is pretty standard. But if you want to know more, give me some sort of roll.
He's rolling.
I'd say like no is good, or yeah, anything. Yeah.
Like connect to figure out like what the deal is with like, have he been in a fight recently? Is that with the energy cells? Am I like what like impression am I picking up off him? Is he just like tired? Is he pissed off? Is he whatever?
Connect those dots.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna try and make a.
Are you sending something while this is happening? Is that?
Oh, I would just want to like when they show like the redacted stuff, I want to like take a screenshot of that and then start working on seeing if I can unredact it.
Oh, you super can for this document because it's like a example document.
Oh, it's not a real document? Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I was interested for 1 second.
So you just see like engineer Edward again, blacked out.
Really boring name. All right.
Thank you, name generator.
Oh. You roll, buddy.
I rolled 8 on Connect.
So you've got a really like good sense from this dude. Like you've spent some time around soldiers in your career as a pirate lord person, captain. You've got this like buddy feel from this guy. Reading his tag, you see it says Gunnery Chief Jackson. The grunts are just he's on this tour. He doesn't want to be here, but you seem like an alright type. He's gonna be cool with you.
Non-committal grunts.
Action. Got anything kind of like, I know I can get a drink on this ship, just like smooth out the tour. I'm here with, my companion, but it's like pretty dry stuff.
pulls out like an energy pack, and you look at it, and it looks like something like a standard thing that you push into a rifle. But he tips it open and pours you a bottle. He's got a little flask.
Oh yeah.
What a weirdo badass.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, Belker will have a sip from his ammo flask.
Yeah, this is a actually pretty nice like whiskey. It's very smooth, very fruity. Like you get a lot of like pineapple flavor from it. And it's not like heavily peated or anything, so it's just a really smooth, easygoing, not too smoky drink.
Is it better or worse than like the whiskey is in that dickbag's office with the crazy rug?
Not that nice.
That nice, okay.
And then I want to move, just like kind of nod appreciatively towards him, and then move up to Amy. So like, what's the play? I think this guy's pretty friendly, so we can probably get the drop on him. But like, what are we doing here?
Amy was like mid-scanning everything. Like it's very subtle, right? Because it's like you're on a tour, so of course you're looking at stuff. But I just want to ask you, Sam. I think I already know the answer to this question, but the floor plans for the ship, are they readily available or just no?
General floor plans of the ship are available. You can get a sense of what's on each of the decks here. There's 8 decks in total, and yeah, you know most of them are restricted. So you are on deck 8 currently, which is the cargo deck. Moving up to deck 7 is where the engines are, and then there's a lot of restricted decks that you can't go on. A lot of them are crew quarters. And then the bridge is on deck.
Torpedo deck.
Yeah, it doesn't give you specific information, but yeah, if you want to try and like hack something, that's where you would get more specific. This is the map to restricted area.
That is so beautiful. And will they detect me if I try?
Very likely.
Damn.
You can tell Alecto about it and he can do it from a box.
Or Belker could distract the guard, or both.
The hacker in a box, use me. Put me in, coach.
I think so. Imy's gathering all, like the plan for Imy at least is gathering as much information to then upload into like their group chat or whatever. And I think she'd probably say to Belker, like, yes, distract him, but if it comes down to it, use one of the tranquilizer darts.
You got it.
Yeah, you see as tour guide Warbler goes, and unfortunately we will not be able to visit the brig facility that is on board, but it can house up to 8 prisoners at once.
Very exciting.
How thematic.
And recently, under Consortium law, we have approved the use of prisoners with long-term sentences to be taking part in the Boulder Games.
Woo! What are the Boulder Games?
I'm glad you asked. And she pushes a button as Tour Guide Warbler activates like a little ad that plays for all of you. And you see a bunch of like high-paced like images like run past your visual senses. You smell like really nice flowers, and then fresh cut grass and some very odd things. As this ad plays out, you see prisoners that compete in a game show to try and earn money for charities.
Like you run away from a boulder, like in Indiana Jones, or like push a boulder up a hill forever?
BOLDR, like be bold.
Oh, well, that's different than what I thought.
So, if you're a prisoner and you get put in these games, you're only getting money for charity? Is there anything else that happens?
You also discover that once they've earned 10 million credits for charity, they have a reduction of their sentence.
I'm sure all that money is definitely going to very renowned charities that do good work for the people of this system.
It's actually it's in the Celtigar system, which is a couple hops over from here.
Oh, I've been there. They're definitely doing super legitimate work for those charities, and I respect their selflessness.
For the betterment of the Consortium. And you see, like...
I love being a citizen of the Consortium.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
You just get a little text message from Alecto being like, Jackson to form a union? Question mark.
Aren't they like the union? Technically? They're just
No, this is a thing that like he's heard of from Belker but doesn't know what it is, but it sounds right in the moment. I don't know.
You're about to take a tour of the engine room and see how they work together to move through metaspace at the most peak efficiency possible.
I mean, just give me a signal and I'll distract.
I have to ask, is this where I want to be to do the hacking?
You can be anywhere on the ship to do the hacking.
Amazing. My computer keeps turning off for whatever reason.
Okay, don't worry about it.
So if I start looking terrified, it's because it went black. I'm just like, oh shoot. Okay, great. Amy will say that yes, there needs to be a distraction so that nobody sees her like basically like blank out and just kind of go like she's trying to like download the information.
Huh. So you want like everybody distracted, not just like the guards?
Anybody who might notice.
So you've got six other tour people with you. You've got tour guide Warbler, and you've also got Lieutenant or blah 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 Gunnery Chief Jackson with you.
Can I also know how long this would take me in like game time?
Accessing, downloading a couple of rounds.
I mean like minutes, like so that Amy can give a guesstimation of how long it'll take, so to gauge how big or small the distraction needs to be.
If you commit processing power to it, you probably do it very quickly.
Okay. I'm committing processing. My second one.
I'd say you could complete this task in 30 seconds.
All right.
It's a lot.
Got this.
That's still a long time.
Yeah. Captain, I need a distraction for at least 30 seconds. At least.
Got you. So is there like tell me about the other people taking this tour. Anybody that looks, I don't know, large and in charge? Any like strong-looking gentlemen, that sort of thing? Like tough guys?
You see a lot of like business-type consortium workers that are here to see the best of the best. They are like Poindexter types, like very nerdy, like pencil pushers, paper pushers, whatever. Both of those things. No one that looks authoritative by any means, except for Gunnery Chief Jackson there. I mean, the tour guide Warbler looks alright, but like it looks like they could hold their own in a fight, but thanks to consortium training, but it's very perky, so it's hard to it's a weird mix. Signals kind of.
Find a real like reedy looking Poindexter type guy on the other side of like the group from where Amy is, and just shove him to the ground. Like, where do you think you're fucking going? Watch it, bud.
No.
See that?
You see, like,
You saw that, right?
his glasses, like, thick framed, fly off. It's impressive that someone has glasses right now because, like, a lot of people get, like, corrective surgeries and things like that. It's pretty standard for most healthcare plans in the Consortium. So these, like, thick glasses, like, fly across the deck. You see, like, their like partner person, not like romantic, you don't think. It looks like they're like business partners.
Yeah.
Go to like
Business partners.
Well, it's just has no reaction time whatsoever. This like white dress shirt with overly flamboyant tie, like that is inappropriate for most situations, and is like also a really thick tie. That's like orange and got like little starbursts happening on it. As he hits the deck, and like the pristinely pressed white shirt just becomes dirtied by this. You hear him cry out like his little like pocket protector with like tools and like pens and things flies out. He's just all over the floor. I can't see! Somebody help! Crunch.
That was Belker's boot on his glasses.
Belker, this is the worst thing you've ever done.
There is a commotion going on. You see like Jackson kind of like looking at like looks around. Only you see this. He takes another like nip of his drink. Oh yeah, I got a second here. Warbler comes over. Oh my goodness! Did somebody get in your way? I am terribly sorry. And like tries to like help this dude up.
Tried to steal my compad. You gotta arrest this guy.
To maintain this is where I want the check. To maintain their attention towards you.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
I am just being a gigantic asshole.
There's a skill point slot for that, right?
Yeah.
It's work.
Roll for asshole.
I think this is an exert. This is just Belker taking up the most space possible. Just kind of like throwing his weight around.
You're exerting your masculinity.
Yeah. It's very fragile and it needs reinforcing right now.
You feel like the alcohol you had like kind of kick into this as well, and like you're really feeling the moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it is a difficulty of 9 to complete this.
Ooh.
Because you are trying to hold everyone else's attention on you and away from Ivy at the moment.
Spicy meatball. What ability do you think this is? Probably just charisma, right?
Charisma, yeah, like I could see talk working for this really well.
Like, I guess it depends. Like, are you being intimidating physically? Because then it could be like strength, or are you like?
Yeah, going more for physical intimidation. I think I want to make like use the exert skill. If that makes sense. Yep.
Strength or con?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I don't know how con would play into that. That is numerically good for me, but I can't.
You're making yourself look big and muscular and like a dude who shouldn't be fucked with.
Channeling back
right?
in time in
So, like,
the past, being like,
Constitution is like sustaining and it's physicality to a point.
It's just sustaining having the loudest voice in the room over all these people for 30 seconds.
Here's how it is. Here's how a constitution works for this is like, how long can you be a Karen without making yourself sick?
A Kevin.
Yeah.
yeah,
He can be a Karen if he wants to be a Karen.
Karen's pretty universal at this point.
Right.
I know too many Kevins who would be very offended. Sorry, Kevin Parr, you're not a Karen. Oh, you're blurry.
Focus.
Yes.
Oh, you were good there. Yeah. Okay, I'm rolling. So 2d6. Ooh. 9.
Just.
Nice.
Oh yeah, nice. Giggly.
Yeah, you hear so much like profanity from Belker. Up one side, down the other, as you like corral all these people around you. None of them are really kind of like pushing back against you. Jackson's kind of like, this is great. Warbler's just kind of like trying to like keep everyone calm. Somehow has like brought out like some sort of candies that they're passing around to everyone, except for you. You're just like, nobody's like engaging you, and they're just kind of accepting the situation for what has happened, and are just trying to appease you and ensure that no more damage is done to other citizens. Meanwhile, this frees up Amy to go Rhonda it up.
Sorry. Go.
What are you trying to access here?
Definitely floor plans and anything that would help Alecto disable the communications. I can't remember exactly what you said, but it was like so they couldn't detect when we're opening or closing doors.
They were looking for a map.
Yep.
So what I would suggest is installing a remote uplink that Alecto can access by giving them this port, this like safe port to like hack into remotely. You'll be able to potentially get some pretty good stuff out of this. However, as you are analyzing the amount of encryption and security that is on the systems here, it's a lot. This is a skill check of 12.
For my processing?
Even with all of that, you're gently like kind of prodding around and looking at what you can do.
I help her because I can see what she's. I don't know if I can't see inside your head, but if you're like sharing the information with me, I can try to help you like keep it straight and like parse through it and be like, this is important, this isn't, so you don't get like overloaded.
Yeah, you get like a pop-up that's just like, Amy is requesting assistance. Accept, decline.
Accept. And then it's just like all this fucking gobbledygook techno crap, and I'm like, fuck, oh god. Yeah, and so I'm just like kind of like swiping things in different directions, like that's not important, what the hell is that? Put that in a file for later. To just sort of help her with her check. So I guess my help check would be what, administer?
Sure, that sounds great. And if you are successful, this will drop it to 10.
Okay, because it's not. I don't think we can argue that it's programmed for this one. Makes more sense that it's administered. Okay, well, we're gonna do our best. That's all we can ask. Okay, so 2d6, and then I'm gonna use my intelligence. Oh no!
What's your additions?
It's a 5 total.
Crap. Yeah, it's
too much, yo. Like it's going at like IME processing speed, and like he can't even keep up with like you're on your own, kid.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, like that while you there's a very low chance of success here. You don't have to go through with it.
What happens if I fail?
Security will be alerted.
God damn it.
Abort.
Is there any like easy information that I could grab that would help?
No.
What?
This is the flagship of the Consortium. Like, this is very, very, very difficult.
You know, I used to be a ship like this. Unfortunate.
That being said,
now.
Your distraction in the hangar bay is going incredibly well. Maybe you can double your efforts over there.
Can we do a quick flashback?
Yes, what?
So IME is like a pretty crazy, complicated ship, right? So like if you ever get to a point where like it's just too much for you to process or whatever, we don't get information for you, that's fine. I'm gonna give you one of these line shunts, and if you can just find a way to like put it in for me, I can try. That'll make it easier for me to hack into it later. So like even if you can't get all the information, just use this line shunt and like find a panel you can shunt it into.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you make a special. Yeah. You trained for this. Like you created a specialized line shunt that can waylay the security for long enough that Alecto can start to hack it. Finding this would not be difficult. You could just slip it through. With the distraction that's already going on thanks to Belker, I'd say it's a trivial test now. Like, you don't have to check to see if you stealth or anything, because you can just put it in.
Great. And because I've been scanning this whole time, I know an easy one to put it in. So I do. Just very casually, just kind of walks up, like, chucks it in there.
Ducks it in there.
Well, you know, just like bends down, quickly installs it, and then like you can't see what I'm doing with my hands. Quickly installs it, and then just walks over and is like, "It's unfortunate that your shirt got all dirty. You know, when I was a chick like this, my floors were clean." And then she says that last part to herself.
Before we get to Alecto's check on the hacking, we'll go back to Cog. How are you continuing? So you see, like, the dweeby young sweaty medic is tending to the wounds quite well. Not perfect, and is maybe like doing a little more than a medic should, and maybe a full doctor should be taking over at this point. But they seem very, very confident in their skills, as they're getting like a what's the word? Oh my god, like a sled to like put underneath the injured worker and bring them to the med bay.
A stretcher.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like try and give this guy as clear of directions as I can, and like tell him to like not overdo it and not make it worse. Like, remind him that there is always a chance that you screw somebody up worse. And I'm gonna start like getting people to like clear out and just start sectioning off probably a larger chunks than I actually need to, but give us some extra space, and like section off a couple of like fuel cells very specifically, like in this sectioned off, do not go near space.
But
be like, yeah, this is
Inspector, we can't possibly stop work now. We have so much we have to accomplish in such a short time. I need you to approve a proper workspace here.
my brother in Christ. A man almost died on your watch. Do you need me to write you up for that? Or are you gonna let me cordon off a little safety area so that we can figure some things out here?
I have deadlines to meet, Inspector.
Oh, you have deadlines. Oh, you have deadlines. I have human safety to worry about. All right? The deadlines can wait. This Cog's Inspector accent, by the way.
Just like having worked in a restaurant, this is like what the health inspector is like, and it's so frustrating. It's like they don't do anything. It's like that box is a little bit too high, and you're like, okay, and they just come in there with their no degree, been on the job for 3 months, being like, oh, I don't know. So this is perfect. This is perfect.
As a tangent, yeah, that's how the Stormcrow had to get an entirely new floor, because silly bureaucracy from an inexperienced inspector. But no, we're not going to correct the inexperienced inspector. We're going to make the business pay like $15,000 for a new floor.
Of course.
No other kitchen has it. Also, it was the worst floor to clean because it was all bumpy. Like the stuff like that has like little sand particles in it, so it's non-slip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Over that, and I think the bacterial infections that were possible on that floor because it was so stinking hard to clean far outweigh the slip hazard.
There's mats for slip hazard.
On the floor of your kitchen. What are you doing on the floor of your kitchen? Boy.
Yeah. Anyway.
And by the way, Mr. Talon, you're gonna have to install a non-slip floor so that doesn't happen again. All right.
But the auntie and is trying real hard to like fight for things, and is just defeated. You see them take their little clip off that shows their rank insignia and walk out of the room. Now there are about a dozen workers in here, just kind of like. You see, like the one tryhard, like still like moving boxes.
You gotta wonder like what happened to that guy today if that was the last straw, you know? Like you gotta like wonder what's happening at home because that wasn't that bad.
It's the floor.
That was me rolling a saving throw and failing epically.
He failed. This poor guy, he can't take it any longer.
Like his
I'm gonna
cat
pick up
died
his rank
yesterday.
badge. Pick up his rank badge and be like, all right, so I guess I'm in charge right now. Keep you folks safe. Yeah, you. Can you block off this area? Block off this area with some of this tape. Just give me a good space so we can clear this out. Clean up the blood all over the floor for one, and I'm gonna get everybody else to clear up. Just this guy's gonna help me here.
You see, like the
Point at
tryhard
the
like
nearest
walks over
guy.
to you and is like, with all due respect, we haven't been trained to do such things. We need like a hazardous material cleanup person, and also, sir, we would like to be compensated for that kind of work. You know, it's a level 3 hazard.
Mr. Quartermaster. I point to my my new badge.
Let's
Like-
do an opposed check. So
Okay.
I'm going to be rolling my. I'm gonna be rolling just talk.
Okay.
Just in the box, just texting. Really great, guys.
Yeah, just talk.
Cool.
On. Talking con.
Oh my God.
That's 111.
Woo! I got a 4. You, despite this being like the tryhard, like obviously has like actually read the employee handbook, is cowed so quickly by just your gesture to like, oh no, I'm your boss now. Just like,
The unions.
You think I don't know the rules? You think I don't know safety? It's physical and mental. You know. Get back to your work. Get therapy afterwards if you need
yes sir.
compensation.
Runs over, like grabs like a bodily fluids mop. You see like a solution get like put over the floor to help desaturate it from bonding, and starts to sweep it into like a little bin. It's a really weird process.
I was gonna say.
If you've ever seen like that, like the stuff that you pour into hot oil that makes it cool into a disc so that you can throw it out, which is so bad
I have
for the
not.
environment, I'm sure, but here we are.
Wait. Something that other people can definitely understand, like sawdust on vomit.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, normal.
I'm not.
We use,
Yeah, normal sawdust.
we use like kitty litter for oil spills. It's like
If your car gets stuck in the snow.
Yeah. Gonna
The
Man.
blood's gone.
this little tryhard and gonna section off this area and get people to clear out, like make sure that like people are like leaving. I'm like, all right, the drama's past, there's nothing else to see here.
You see like that you are getting a communique for the quartermaster. An incoming message for you. If you want to answer, it is a voice call.
Just voice.
Just voice.
Dude, I obviously talked to this guy before, so I'm gonna pick it up and like try and answer in his sort of cadence, like, yep.
This is Captain Larkin. I would demand a situation report. The doctors in Medbay are saying there was an accident.
Yeah, there was an accident, but we've got it all handled now. It's been sorted out.
What sort of accident is the danger to all the other workers? And more importantly, how far behind schedule are we?
I'm very behind schedule, actually. It's fine. We're, this hasn't been that much of a setback. We've got other guys working on it, and it was just a fall. There was a fall, but we are going to need to clear out a large section of the cargo bay. A lot other space for the equipment that was supposed to go there, but the floors are just unsafe right now, and the inspector called it off.
Do you know how difficult it is to reprogram the number of days without an accident sign? There's only one person on the ship that knows how to reprogram that.
Just like,
He just fell on his head.
so easy.
Well, yeah, that's, oh, what a pain. But,
Look,
you
do me
know,
a
shit
favor
happens.
and don't complete the paperwork until after we've left dock.
Gotcha. Paperwork after dock. Right.
Now get loading. We've got less than 20 minutes before the tour's out of here, and I want to take off.
Alright, on it. Yep. Got it covered, boss.
20 minutes, QM. Captain out.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna send a little texty text to the gang, being like, "Yo, 20 minutes to get to the cargo bay somehow. I would say you have to poop." Of Alecto.
Like, just professional advice on how to get out of a situation.
Look, no one.
I gotta go poop.
I gotta find a bathroom. You don't want to know why. That's
This is a flashback point to get depends. But like space depends, so like it just gets recycled somehow.
Space pants.
Would only be for Belker.
Okay. Well, that situation's handled. You're down to there's like 10 other workers here that are helping to clean up and burn off the area. But they all fall under your command.
Well, I want to give some people their jobs that are very short-lived, that will be done by this 20 minutes, and tell them, and when you're done that, you can just, chill in the lounge, go take a break. I'll finish up the last little bit around here with the rest of the guys, and don't worry about it. I want to keep as few people in that room as possible after, the next 10-15 minutes.
Excellent. Going over to Alecto and the hack. Can you hack it?
From the hack, JRFM. Yeah. I'll just start, I'm not gonna do anything yet because I'm gonna wait until we take off and everything. So, Alecto's understanding of the plan is that once Imee and Belker get themselves into the cargo bay through whatever means necessary, Alecto's gonna seal the cargo bay door so that no one else can get in, and then while also accessing the security system so that the brig won't be alerted. The bridge, not the brig, different things, won't be alerted to the fact that that's happening. So I think he's just gonna get his wheels in motion and make sure so he can just be I'm in, so that he can push the buttons when necessary. And then also setting up he wants controls of the cargo bay, all the doors, the one that goes out and the one that goes to the rest of the ship.
Sounds like a lot.
A roll?
Yes. Again, the difficulty is still at 12.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Do I get a lowered difficulty because of the shunt that she put in for me?
No, that just makes this possible.
Okay.
You do have those psychic abilities, though, if it goes wrong.
I do have psychic abilities. I have lots of psychic abilities. It's all good. I'm gonna remember that I have those. Thank you, Mint, for reminding me. 100%.
No prob, because I totally forgot mine. I could have done that roll.
Can I use my Oracle ability to help myself? Because I can see now up to a week in the future or something, but if I watch what I do and look for things that I could do wrong, and that make my DC lower.
Yeah, I'd say that could make that more like
Right.
10. Especially because you can.
And I'll like check on the lotto numbers while I'm there, but like just then scooch back on. So he'll just sort of like zone out in the box for a bit and see all the like possibilities and that information to roll a super wicked awesome roll, probably because he's amazing. I'm using my programs so that
where you fail. You see that in each one of the futures that you are caught by this programming
system
attempt, you see that all 4 of you appear on the Boulder games every time.
Oh, he's
Every time you
interested. Also very aware he would die immediately because he's a twink. Okay. Great. So I'm using my tinker. No, I'm not. I'm using my hacker. That's what I'm doing. And right, I have to roll for my precog. It doesn't just happen. I'm gonna do that first. Precognition.
Precog's right there. Cog.
Well, that's not very good, but I get to add +1. So
Also, don't you roll 3d6 and take the 2 better ones?
this was for the precog thing working or not.
Gotcha.
Which I think it maybe doesn't, because I rolled a 3 and then I have a +2, so 5.
Yeah, you keep looking at that bleak future of potential death because you keep seeing yourselves in prison having to take part in the Boulder games.
It's gonna like keep like throughout the rest of this game, just like being like, yeah, it's like that time on the Boulder games when you died because you got smashed in the face with Thor's hammer or something, and just like different things each time. It's gonna be very fun for me. Okay, so let's do the programming one now. That's 3d6 and I take the best. Let's go. Let's roll better, okay? I'm good at this. Oh boy, okay. Plus stuff though. And then plus my program. So that's +1, so that's 9. I got a 10. Oh wait, I'm gonna use another psychic point and reroll.
There it is.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and like as I'm trying to see the future and I'm really distracted, I like try to do this thing, and then I'm like, wait, no, I'm fucking it up. No, hold on, and I'm just gonna like redo it. Hopefully better this time, because last time I rolled so well every time I did this on roll 20. Okay, let's go. Let's go, baby. But it's worse. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna burn through my psychic efforts here.
Can you repeatedly do it, or do you only get one?
Doesn't say.
There's like a points.
Damn it.
Because I feel like
Once a day. I can't do it again. But I use the like best outcome. But it's still a 10. Oh, clear. That's upsetting for him.
Okay, so as you are trying to go through the pathways, you see that there are 6 levels of encryption to get through. You beat the first 3 with no problem. 4, you kind of stumble a little bit. 5 is a lot. And you begin to unlock it, and you realize you're fucking. You try to go through another pathway, and as you do that, you just get this sudden, like, overwhelming sense of just danger from your precognition. It kicks in at the wrong moment because of that earlier roll, and as you're like trying to go through, you realize that you've been locked out of this entire shunt, and the alarm begins to go off along the entire ship.
Sickles. Hey everybody, if you can hear me in your head, that'd be sick. I was incapable of there's alarms going off everywhere. We've been made. We need a new plan really fast.
You see, like, Jackson, like, stand up a little straighter. Ugh. and like make some motions towards tour guide Warbler, who's like, well, it appears that the tour is over. Please, we are going to exit the ship over this way. Everybody now.
Is there a chance
try
I could
to-
use a flashback?
Oh,
Oh,
But
What would you like to do?
we've got 3 more, so.
yeah, I'm just get the wheels, the little hamster wheel in my brain turning, but I'm thinking you could switch gears into maybe because Amy and Belker are already on. They know where the bridge is, you said earlier?
Yeah, you know it's on the top deck. It is restricted and nearly impossible to get to.
And Amy's piloting their ship right now. So maybe the flashback is Amy suggesting that they just hijack the ship and try to do that plan, but like, because there was that plan where as it's taking off, the stuff comes out. Like, Amy just says, we'll just do it as fast as we can. Alecto, like, you're gonna have
Blast
to get
the
out.
doors, let's fucking run.
You're gonna have to just pull open those doors or, like, put something in between them.
If
Keep them apart.
Maybe use the alarm to your advantage. Maybe
Okay.
Maybe that was part of the plan the whole time, was to trip the alarm. And using your flashback.
Or if we do trip the alarm.
Yeah, I need help with this, but I'm just, like, afraid that we're gonna go to jail.
I think. Okay, I have 2 ideas here. One is that that we try to he tries to hack in differently, or we use Cog's little persona to be like, shit, I tripped off the alarm when I was trying to section off this area or something. That was me, and try to talk our way out of it. Or I can try to hack in again and block the alarm system, which may or may not be possible, probably pretty hard. Or you blast these motherfuckers and just chuck stuff out the back.
If we use the alarm as a reason for Inspector Jason McKinley to clear out people who are non-important personnel, all of the workers in the cargo bay would have to be cleared out, and then I can do an inspection and see what's wrong, because alarms go off while the inspector's there. They're going to want to know if it's a safety issue, right?
And then they can use the opportunity to, in the commotion, to try to sneak into the cargo bay while you're going to look for this eruption.
Or hide, or even to make an argument that the ship needs to be grounded for another night, and then we can stay and take the stuff.
so Alecto hacked in through the line shunt that Amy installed in the room that Amy and Belker are in right now. So if the alarm is tracing back to where the hack happened, it's not going to the cargo bay. They're seeing the alarm is centered on where we are. So this is a great time for Cog to clear everybody out of the bay, and you two just start getting that fuel going. Amy and I are at this point trying to either defuse the situation or just run like hell, or do something, but this draws everybody out of the cargo bay so you two can do the work, and we come in running hard and we get the hell out.
And if I might bring to your attention the fact that you bumped into that Poindexter fellow earlier.
What?
Blame it on him.
Frame him. Frame the nerd.
What did you
We
say?
have a fall guy.
What did you say?
Dude, he reminded us that Belker started beating up on the Poindexter guy, so we might have a fall guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think the fall guys are a way out from Amy and Belker. We just blame it on him, and in the chaos of them arresting this guy, we just kind of slip out the back door. That's how I envision that. If Amy wants to step up and be like, I saw this guy, this thing in the wall here, then I mean, Belker slip out in the chaos.
Slip out and go around back
Where
to
you two are.
receive the gas that we're gonna push out to get it into our ship as IME's processing brings us close enough to like.
But
Yeah.
the cargo bay is closed, right? Like it's not just an open cargo bay.
Yeah, because
We can't just like this is the initial problem we had, which is why we wanted to take the ship away to do it. Is that like if our ship comes up and like tries to take stuff from that cargo bay, we're gonna get blasted out of the sky. We just say like, okay, this ship has now like been compromised, so we need to unload the precious cargo and put it in a safe space, and then just put it on our ship and run away.
I think this was the plan all along, in fact.
Yeah. Is that like, none of this was ever going to work. We were never going to get through the security. We were just going to cause a problem and then have the inspector be like, we're going to put this back in a very safe space on this random ship.
Fail safes. We could, say that our ship is a like temporary hold, or I'll be like, I'll put it on my ship. It's my temporary hold. Yeah.
Let's put it in a different cargo bay that's easier for us to access later.
Okay.
Come back for it.
And as for opening the doors and stuff, I assume that they'll listen to the inspector / quartermaster, my newly acquired jobs through like monarchy rules. You kill the king, you become him. I don't know.
I wasn't aware of those rules.
Quartermaster is a rank only attained through Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Yeah, you're able to point out the volatile nature of the fuel that is stored here, and that with the alarm going off on the ship, this is not the safest place for it at the moment. So it's faster to unload it than to put it into storage.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna kind of call attention to the people who are still here and be like, I need those doors open and we gotta get this gas outside. If something really goes wrong, it's gonna blow. We're all gonna be in a big kerfuffle, and it's just faster to get it outside. So, chop, people, let's get it going. Anybody who's not essential to this operation needs to get off the ship, out of the bay, everybody out, get all the tourists out, and safety risks.
Yes, sir, quartermaster, sir.
Good man, Johnny. I don't know what your name is. Doing good.
It's Tillman, sir.
Good. But
They hop to action. How are you going to distract your way out of the tour?
Blame the guy. Amy, who has, when rejoined the group, is now away from the vent, probably went to the other side of the room to, not be as suspicious. It's just like, points to the vent and is like, I saw him put something in there!
Yeah, and you plant like oh my god, stop, camera, thank you. Yeah, you put a second shunt that you had prepared and slip it in there a real sly like using that flashback point, and begin to create some calamity around that. You see like Jackson like looks at you, looks at the dude, picks him up by the scruff, and is just like making grunts like there's no tomorrow.
Oh.
They all seem pretty enthralled by this as he like picks him up and begins to like head towards because the floor plans the brig.
I think Belker kind of to hand on Ivy's shoulder. They're doing the thing where walk backwards, step backwards, and off we go. As soon as nobody's looking.
Yeah, you see that Warbler is on the comms and is trying to talk to the captain at the moment to explain the situation. the poor businessman disappears behind a corner, and see what happens to them. And you make your way back to the hangar bay, where a large amount of fuel has been taken out of the hangar bay and put into the adjacent.
Also, one weird-looking box. Totally normal-looking box. It's a very normal-looking box.
Didn't even notice it was there. It's so normal-looking.
Don't be shush.
So once they get out of there, and once the fuel and the box is loaded into that room, I'm assuming it's a cargo bay that have like an outer, like, is it like a hangar bay situation too? Okay, that is, since it's not like the super high tech one, I can probably open that fucking door. I'm pretty confident. I don't think he's shaken from like not being able to like get through all that. Like, he's tried to hack the government before, and it's always hard. So he's like, well, that was always going to be a wash, but like maybe this time. So yeah, he's gonna just wait until he gets word that everyone else is back on the ship and that they are. Well, maybe not everyone. I think Cog should stay with me because I'm a weak lad. So you can help me like push the fuel off the side into the ship.
You know a couple things. One, yeah, like hacking it before. This time you didn't brick your device. That's a nice upgrade. Yeah, the ICE programs, the security programs that the government has at their disposal are quite strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got this piled up here, the crew goes back to the ship as you call in your ship, the Sublunar. Right, Sunfish, did it?
Sublunar Sunfish, yeah. Belker hops in the pilot's seat, takes off, and brings it around to the correct hangar bay.
Okay, we're gonna have to do this really fast. I'm gonna roll my hacker programming scenario. Please don't fuck me. Roll 20. What's my DC, Sam?
Your DC for this is 8.
And what happens if I don't do it?
If you don't do it, you will not be able to access the cargo bay, and you will have to try and get the fuel to another cargo bay.
We'll just blast those doors open. Okay, let's go.
That's a possibility.
Oh, okay. Hold on. It's not 15. It's 6 plus 5 plus 11
That's still really good.
Plus 1, so 12 plus 1, so 13 in total. Easy.
Yeah, it just like all the hacking, all the things, no problem. There's barely like the encryption on this is child's play next to.
I just pushed like a garage door button. It wasn't anything. Like a joke, honestly. Okay, and then we'll heave ho. Hey, Captain, can you open up the sunroof?
Yeah, Belker will like pull the ship around so that it's like does the cool thing where like comes in facing away from the hangar bay, so like our back cargo door lines up with this hangar, and you can just kind of like push it right on the ship, and then we'll fly out here as soon as it's loaded on board.
I assume the fuel is really heavy. Can we like deactivate the gravity thing so that we can just like push it? Like if we just like get them and then shoot it?
That's the only way that you could, because these things weigh metric tons.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll just like reverse gravity thing, or like just take the gravity stuff off, and then we'll just sort of like shoop into the cargo bay, and then make sure you
like maglev pallets, so they're just like floating a little bit off the ground as they go.
Pallet jack representation.
Sure you're not sending your one when the gravity comes back on.
You just smack it and the thing turns over and off it goes. With fuel aboard, you make your getaway.
Can I do something? I want to switch our ship's serial number with the last known serial number used for that pirate ship. So it looks, and like ours just switched, so it looks like we took off when they did, and they're taking off when we're now taking off.
Ooh.
Oh, so it looks like they stole it. That's good.
Probably help you with that.
Pirates did the heist, and we paid legally for the consortium.
And
flashback points left?
yeah.
One.
Do you want to use that as your last flashback point?
Let's do it. It's just me and Imee, like over a computer.
Yes, and I will say, if it is allowed, using that hologram technology to just project like those, what was it, flames on the side?
Decals! Yeah, flame decals!
Yeah.
Yeah, decal it up. Yeah, because you use this flashback point, you set up for this, no problem. It is done.
Yay!
5.
Did a heist in space.
Woot, woot, space heist, woot.
So much fuel, guys. You never come back here.
That's okay, I quit my job anyways.
I'm just like, I'm
Unsafe work
so
environments.
excited. I'm so excited to eat this.
Fuel? That makes sense.
It's just
I
get it.
All the games I quit.
And we'll find out where we're going next time on Wednesdays here on Fablemacers.
Ooh.
Let's do our fun little outros, starting with Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. You can find me staring off into space while you're talking to me, or you can find me on critical.spark20 on Twitter and critical.spark on Instagram. You can also find me Mondays at, oh God, what is it? It's Eastern Standard Time. So what is it here? It's 7 Eastern Standard Time. So 4 Pacific Time with on the Girls Run These Worlds channel, doing a Lord of the Rings One Ring 5e RPG where I play a goth elf and also a bard, like Ouija boards. So stay tuned for that.
Amazing. Oh, I'm so excited for that. No.
So excited. It's going to be so good.
Noah. I can be found on Instagram at Radioactive Voidfish and Tumblr Radioactive Ink Stains, where I do lots of art and all sorts of other artistic stuff. So if you want more of me, that's where I am.
Of art and artistic stuff. I love that.
I have so many hobbies, and I pick them up just like strays. I'm like, yes, I have adopted this skill now, and I may not ever use it again, but I know it now. So,
Sing.
Carl.
Carl, you can find me on Twitter at A Field of Carl, and you can find me here next week doing more space crimes in space.
Probably, yeah.
space crimes.
Mint.
Hi, I'm Mint. Although I am currently in your cupboard sitting next to the bowl that is sometimes for popcorn, sometimes for puke, you can also message me on Instagram and Tumblr at monomints and ask me, what's it like living next to the popcorn puke bowl?
Using, I
The
bet.
important questions.
Yep.
Deep philosophical life questions. They know them all.
That sounds.
I have answers to every question you could possibly ask.
A puke and popcorn bowls, specifically.
Yeah.
Sounds like the perfect thing to tweet at us. Tweet at Fablemacers and get all that sweet information sometime in the near
Tell me what's in your puke popcorn bowl.
And I'm Sam. I am your storyteller and GM tonight. You can catch me sometimes on Tuesdays on Questline, where we just finished up Star Trek Binary. Catch me here Wednesdays on Fablemacers, or get at me when I randomly stream. A very average gamer as Chef Karks. Follow my Instagram so you can see all sorts of fun, cool food pictures that will make you hungry and then want to go eat more food than you should. Yeah!
Can confirm.
Delicious sustenance.
But yeah, all that being said, remember, the dice roll your story, but you weave the tale. Bye!
Bye.